I've said in other environments before that our patience will be tested. Our perseverance will be tested. Our sense of patriotism will be tested. But we must overcome those temptations and work together, because the people of Kenya expect that their leaders will work together. So I don't want to go into, because the infrastructure we have in the opposition is already actually laid out. We have two conveners of the team, Honorable Maraga and Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka. We have an official spokesperson who heads the secretaries now, the Honorable Dr. Muhisa Gitui. And then the other structures that already have been set up, the Honorable Kipruto Kirwa heads the coalition building committee, and he has drawn in a lot of other people and leaders from other walks of life. It's an institution, so we have to act in an institutionalized manner. So one thing I will not do, to be frank with you, is I cannot speak on the sidelines of that infrastructure.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have all been talking on matters of the collapse of the united opposition due to the current disagreement that has been looming within the united opposition since last week on Friday, when the Jubilee Party, led by the former President of the Republic of Kenya, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, conducted their National Delegates Convention in Nairobi, and where one Fred Matiangi is said to have been said to be groomed to take up the mantle as the party chairman and also as the presidential flag bearer from Jubilee Party. Now, as we speak today, Matiangi has made his first public appearance since last week on Friday. Remember, we were told that Matiangi flew out of the country to the United States on Saturday last week, immediately after the Jubilee conducted its National Delegates Convention. But another thing also has happened, and allow me to connect the dots here. The united opposition feels to have fallen short of one principle, and that is Fred Matiangi, due to his affiliation to the former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, who is rumored to be directly working with the regime of President William Ruto to ensure that William Ruto maintains his leadership and continues to rule the country before 2027. Now, according to the whole united opposition, most of them have stood up against Matiangi, more so led by Gachagua and the DCP party, who have labeled Jubilee Party as a party that cannot be trusted because of its affiliation to the government. More so, Jubilee Party, where the Jubilee Party leadership, led by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and its party secretary general, Jeremiah Kioni, have been attacking the united opposition day in, day out. And you know what? These people have failed to recognize the slogans that are used by other united opposition principles going by one-term slogan. I mean, allow me to ask you this question. Have you ever seen Matiangi, Uhuru, or Jeremiah Kioni champion for or speak about the one-term slogan? More so, what these people are doing, people like Jeremiah Kioni are saying that the one-term slogan is giving William Ruto strength instead of actually diminishing his possibilities of winning the 2027 general election. Now, the return of Matiangi should be connected to the recent launch of a party that is linked to one of the Kisi's own son, the former Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya, David Maraga, who this week launched his own party and said that he will be running for the presidency under the said party ticket. Now, this is something that we cannot all assume. Now, the presidential hopeful candidate, that is former Chief Justice David Maraga, went ahead to announce that he will be seeking to succeed President William Ruto at the State House using the United Green Movement Party, which is a party that he himself launched yesterday. The development were followed by the unveiling of the retired senior judge at the party's headquarters in Nairobi, where Maraga said that he will now embark on the popularization and strengthening of the party ahead of the 2027 general election. I quote him, I accept the call to join this party because it aligns with my personal principles and ideologies on a wide range of matters. This includes matters on the rule of law, respect for human rights, and democratic governance, among others. Adding to that, he says that I have committed to building and restoring the dignity of Kenyans as well as protecting our human rights. The party is associated with politician Neto Agostino, who serves as the core party leader alongside other politicians and has been in existence since Neto defected from the Orange Democratic Movement. Neto was elected as the Member of Parliament of the Iwa constituency, running on the ODM ticket in a by-election in September 2012, served until August 2017. Now here is the thing. The return of Matiangi 1 week later can be attributed to the possibility of David Maraga coming to join the united opposition and become one of its principals. One thing that we cannot all assume, even the united opposition can't assume, that they need the Kisii votes come the year 2027 to remove President William Ruto from the State House. And because Matiangi seems to be alienated with the regime of President William Ruto, who is best suited and who is most capable to replace Matiangi in the united opposition other than David Maraga. Now, Matiangi, speaking today in Nakuru, defended himself against the attacks that have been rallied against him by the united opposition, labeling him as a traitor of the united opposition because of his affiliation to Jubilee Party, which we know the Jubilee Party National Delegates Convention, which happened last week, actually ruined the chances of Fred Matiangi being in the ballot papers come the year 2027, because anybody affiliated with William Ruto cannot actually be affiliated with the people of the Republic of Kenya currently. Matiangi speaking, he said that he will himself continue popularizing Jubilee and to continue engaging with the Jubilee Party members in every corner of the country, as Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta said last week. Now, this tells you, though Matiangi was not announced or fronted or given a chance to speak as the Jubilee Party at the Jubilee Party National Delegates, he is still in Jubilee and has not left Jubilee. Even though Matiangi is currently disappointed on how everything happened last week, he has to continue to clinging to this party because he himself does not have a party. Many have argued that Matiangi should open his own party, but Matiangi has failed to listen to the calls of the people that are telling him to open a new party and to stop affiliating himself with the Jubilee Party. Now, this tells us something, and allow me to echo it. It tells us that Matiangi cannot leave the shade of the wings of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, that he will continue to serve under Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And that is something that the people in the united opposition currently don't want. Somebody that will be a puppet of somebody. It's better you be a puppet of the people than a puppet of a former president who we know he himself was not at best in serving the Republic of Kenya. And that is why the launch of this party by David Maraga, the United Green Movement Party, can actually mean something if the party agrees to join the united opposition coalition. Because now Matiangi and the votes from the Kisii people that actually were to go to Matiangi will actually be directed to David Maraga, because Maraga is also a son of Kisii, of the Omugusi community. So we cannot diminish that. We cannot forget that. And when you look at the portfolios in comparison to Matiangi and David Maraga, you will all come into one agreement that David Maraga beats Matiangi when it comes to championing for what is right for the people of the Republic of Kenya. Maraga does not have any scandal. But when you look at Matiangi, there are scandals that are affiliated to him, including one, that of the Rivayala bodies that were discovered while he was the Cabinet Secretary of Interior. Now, when also you dig deep, you realize that Maraga stood with the people of the Republic of Kenya in the elections of the year 2017, when he served as the Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya, where he refused to be coerced to accept that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and William Ruto had won the election, and called for a rerun to take place, which happened because Raila Amolo Odinga decided that he is not going to campaign. He lost to William Ruto and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Ladies and gentlemen, if David Maraga comes into the united opposition and he is given a chance and becomes one of the principals, is there a possibility that this can actually destroy the chances of Matiangi even running on his single candidature? Because let me remind you, if Matiangi is to run for presidency on his own, he will be funded by the state. This is something that we have seen happen before. It happened in the year 1992 when Kibaki ran for presidency. Yet he knew if he joined hands with Akina Kenneth Matiba, they would have won against Moi. In the year 2013, Musalia Mudavadi was fronted to run for presidency, yet he knew if he would have joined Raila Amolo Odinga then and Kalonzo Musyoka, they would have won the election, and they would have actually beaten the whole Ruto team. But because Mudavadi was being funded by Akina Uhuru and the Kenyatta family then to make sure that the Mulembe votes don't go to one Uhuru Muigai, to one Raila Amolo Odinga, he ran for presidency. So that is something that we anticipate is what is planning, the state is planning to happen with Matiangi. That Matiangi will run, he will divide the votes, and William Ruto will pass through Matiangi and the united opposition candidate to become the next, to retain his presidency come the year 2027. Ladies and gentlemen, I would love to hear your take on regards to this matter. Leave a comment on the comment section. Also tell me what you think about Matiangi's statement that he will continue to popularize Jubilee, that he will continue to start with Jubilee, and he will continue to start with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Yet we know that the Jubilee Party Secretary General has been attacking the united opposition. Yet he has been affiliated in one way or the other with the current regime of President William Ruto. Leave a comment in the comment section. See you in our next video. Don't you forget to subscribe. This is the Kenyan Daily Report.